Let me know when you're live.
I think we are live.
All right, let me mute Discord and see if I can hear you in Mimo Live. Talk to me, dear.
How about now? Do you hear me?
I do.
Excellent.
And I hear you nice and quiet. Why is my iPad so warm? There's the Three Musketeers. Now we're talking. So we did roll call without you, Steve.
Okay. Well, did you include me?
I did.
Good.
Next episode should be super efficient. Well, I don't know if it's going to be efficient or not.
It's never that
this
way.
Other guy's podcast is going to be efficient.
Let me mute Discord here.
I must have, I think I turned you down in Mimo Live. No, Mimo Live's full blast, but you're very, very, very quiet in
I
Discord.
can turn myself up a little bit. How about
but I mean, not in Discord, sorry, in Mimo Live.
Yeah, I just turned
that'll affect
up.
the video.
They were telling me I was quiet in Discord.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Okay. You're about half the volume in Mimo Live as you are in Discord. I don't control that, do I?
You have some control.
I do have a gain, but I think I tried this before. Let me try it. Talk to me.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
No, it doesn't seem to do anything. I just doubled it. Talk again.
How about now? Do you hear me? Am I okay?
I guess it is changing it some.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Hello, chat room. Alistair.
So where I hide the sidebar in Discord. I don't... Which sidebar? Because there's two of them. There's one with the channels for within the server, and then there's the different servers, right? I don't know the answer to either question, so...
Probably the one listing the names he wants to hide, because that takes a lot of real estate.
Yeah. Hang on, I got an idea. Nope. I thought maybe if you shrank it up enough, it would... Telegram does that. You want to know something I love about Telegram? I don't have a lot of unrecorded content, so I'm going to vamp here for a second. One of the things I love about Discord, I used to be sad... I'm sorry, not Discord, Telegram. I used to be sad that messages would be read to me into my headphones if they were coming from iMessage. But it also bothered me that they came through my headphones because I was in these group messages where people would just like an image or, give it a thumbs up or whatever. So my podcast would get interrupted with all this superfluous garbage that I didn't care about. Telegram doesn't read messages from group messages to you. Doesn't interrupt your podcast, only when it's individuals. And now you can, through Siri, you can respond too. It's very cool.
So Alistair wants to get rid of the names. That doesn't take up much space, Alistair, unless
it's the channel I want to get rid of.
The channels are just a very few pixels wide. I'm surprised.
Yep.
Is that really a problem on the Mac? You're desperate for pixels, apparently.
How did you get rid of the names?
There's an X. No, that
I don't know how he got rid of the
Yeah.
names. Huh. Well, I think I should probably start recording a show. What do you think, Steve?
I think so.
It's 5:07.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Muting Steve. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Apple bias. Today is Sunday, January 31st, 2021, and this is show number 821. Well, I've got a super full show for you this week, but it's only 3 subjects, maybe 4 if you round up. I'm going to play an interview for you with Laura Davidson of Shure about a terrific new mic for the home office and some new Bluetooth noise-canceling headphones. Then I'm going to tell you about a nifty new app called Overviewer that will help teachers and you, even if you're not a teacher. I sneak in a quick thermodynamics lesson into that story, and that's the one if you round up. Then we've got a nice chewy security bits with Bart Bouchatz. But before we get started, I wanted to read you the loveliest comment from Alistair Jenks. He posted this to our Slack at podfeet.com/Slack, specifically in the Security Bits channel. This really made me smile. He wrote, "Maybe I'm weird, but I always look forward to listening to these, not because of what I will learn, which I do, but because it's like a serial novel with recurring characters, baddies and goodies, long-running plots, comedic moments, and more. Also, listening to Bart B and Podfeet is chatting away is strangely soothing." I love that. I thought that was just wonderful, and I played it for Bart, and he got a big kick out of it too. That was
Isn't
nice.
that nice? Yeah.
It is nice.
Nice sentiments, Alistair. I keep hitting that button, doggone it.
What do you keep hitting?
It just blanks out the video from all of us.
That's nice.
It's right next to the button that switches from me to...
adding you
Hindenburg.
versus... Oh, okay.
We didn't do a Hindenburg test. I assume...
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
okay.
we did.
I guess I was working on getting the stream going.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to zoom
yeah.
in and see if your chapter marks are working.
Oh, so I'm not going to have very many chapter marks. I should only have 4. All right, chapter mark. Is Mike here? I didn't see Mike. We got Michael. Did we have Mike? Looks like somebody snuck in. Who showed up that wasn't here?
Yeah, Mike.
Oh, there he is. It was Mike who snuck in, so I better not defame his chapter marks. Copy link. Copy. And boom.
Yes, you, Mike.
All
Did
right.
Rose just sneak in?
Did she?
Let's
Hi,
see.
Rose. Mike, me? All right. Rose, you should post that picture of you cuddling the baby. She's a little softy. All right. Muting Steve. I'm going to do a little more here. This week's program... No. Ooh, that was weird. There we go. This week's Chit Chat Across the Pond is... Come on, what? It's not like I haven't said this a few times. This week's Chit Chat Across the Pond is another installment of Programming by Stealth. In this episode, Barton teaches us how Git can help us when we forget to switch to the correct branch before starting to make changes to our code. You know, we're only human and we will forget, and Git's stash command allows us to set our changes aside, switch to or even create and switch to the correct branch, and then apply our changes. His explanations and repetition in these exercises in this lesson really cement the knowledge. As a bonus tip, he even teaches us how to make shell variables inside the terminal, which will help us with some of the repetitive typing in the future. You can find Bart's tutorial show notes at pbs.bartificer.net, and of course, you can subscribe to Programming by Stealth in your podcatcher of choice. There we go. What's next? All right, we're going to do...
Are you sure?
Yes. I saw a good pun a minute ago. Oh, save?
Oh, you just heard
well,
one.
let me... Yeah, this one used sure and something else I said in the same one. Within a pun.
A double sure?
Yep. The poet laureate. So, Kevin, I don't know if you've noticed, but Text Expander gives you a yearly report on what your most used Text Expander snippets are. I'm just curious whether reminding me to do chapter marks because Steve demands it is one of yours.
If it's not, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah. Okay. Where is, let's see, sure. Is that the one I wanted? Let's hope so.
That was next on your list.
Yeah. Put this in and see. This isn't my recording of Sure.
It's the leveled one, right?
Yeah, that's
the one...
your recording. Okay, yeah, no, this is the one I want. That's your recording of
leveled.
Sure, leveled.
Right.
That's the one I make and then give back to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Programming by Stealth in your podcatcher of choice. Every year at CES, I love to stop by the Shure booth to see the latest and cool new consumer microphones and headphones. Laura Davidson, lead retail market development specialist at Shure, is my favorite person to explain them to us. Always stop by her booth. We couldn't do it in person this year, but we're still going to have her on, so welcome back to the show, Laura. All right, so I was super excited during PepCom when I got to see the...
We don't hear Laura. At least I didn't hear her in Mimo. Maybe the chat room did, but... Notice it's grayed out. This happened last time for some...
Steve, they're all saying they hear it.
Yeah, but they're not listening to Mimo. The people who are listening to YouTube or podfeed.com won't hear it.
All right, let me try this. Tell me if you can hear Laura.
And that's something that we launched
Now I
back in
can.
October.
That is such a weird bug.
I don't know how it can discriminate between Discord.
I'll show you. I'll show you what's happening. So, you see how this is me and this is Laura. Before I split the track, you can't hear Laura. You're not
Correct.
hearing it, right?
I'm not, but they are probably in Discord.
They are in Discord. But then when I split
YouTube-
the track, now you can hear her.
Because the
Correct.
MV5, it's
So it's a
YouTube is
stereo
interpreting
track.
differently, the audio differently than Discord is.
Not YouTube, but Mimo Live is. So it's two
Right.
channels on the same
Right,
track is
Mimo
somehow
Live.
confusing Mimo
But,
Live.
but there's another hint here, and that is when they were combined, when you combine them in Hindenburg, her voice was a light blue while yours was a darker blue.
That doesn't matter.
What is the
that's
meaning
just-
of the two?
It's just a way to differentiate who's talking, just to be able to see it. It's just
They're always-
visual.
they're just different shades of the same color.
Yeah. So that's it. Oh, PDX Kurt is here. Yeah, this is really interesting. Wait, did you take it away from showing off what I was trying to show that?
Yeah.
So if I've got the two channel split, I'm going to take two screenshots to remind me.
Okay.
I don't remember where that's going to go. Let me open in preview. And I want to send it to the Bebo Live guys because that doesn't make any sense.
Hey, Rose, do you
And
have a
then-
non-Facebook version of that photo? Some people don't have Facebook accounts, so
Oh, yeah.
they can't see that photo.
Yeah, a lot of people here probably don't. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to split it again.
See, okay, I thought I've seen you and Bart before where you're both kind of a dark blue. I don't recall seeing this light blue, dark blue combo.
It's just the left and right channel.
So when you and Bart record that's what it looks like?
So the first thing I do with Bart and me is I split the tracks. You never
okay.
hear it without
Oh.
it being split.
No one? Okay, interesting.
So, and the reason I split the tracks is because I usually take my recording of Bart and me, split the tracks, delete Bart from mine, then I bring in his, split the tracks, delete me from his, and that way the audio you hear is him from his mic and me from my mic, not having gone through Skype.
Okay.
This week that won't happen because somehow I didn't get a recording of our chit chat across the pond, but luckily Bart did.
Are you going to play
All right.
all of Laura? You got time to play Laura's interview, right? Because she's pretty good.
I don't know if I have all of it, but it's fun.
It's only, what, 10 minutes?
Yeah. All right, let's
I think
go.
you've got
We
time.
have in home office microphones. Can you tell us about it?
Yes, absolutely. So we showed off the new MV5C, and that's something that we launched back in October, but we specifically launched it for people who are working from home because the MV5, its predecessor, which actually still exists, is specifically used for music and podcasting. MV5C stands for home conferencing. So this is a mic that is going to eliminate the background sounds, the sounds coming in from, up above, poorly treated rooms, the rooms that we're all sitting in. And what it's really made to do is let you be heard as opposed to relying on the onboard mic of your computer or laptop.
So a lot of USB microphones replace your internal microphone, but talk to me more about what it's doing with the room sounds.
Yeah, so it has voice isolation, basically. So what it's doing is focusing the microphone, or the microphone itself is focused on specifically speech applications. So it's going to reject any sounds coming in from the rear and the sides and really focus on the voice. And it's actually specifically made for speech.
Oh, okay, fantastic. So not so much for trucks driving by and fire engines and dogs barking, more for speech.
Yes, so it's made for speech, but it will block out those things like dogs barking and fire engines driving by, just in the inherent design of the mic, because it is a condenser microphone with a cardioid pattern. So nice tight pattern, and rejects things coming in from other surfaces of the mic. Whereas your laptop mic is more of an omnidirectional mic. So meaning omni meaning all, it's going to pick up everything.
Right, right. So for those who don't know about what cardioid mics mean, if you think about the shape of a heart that you draw most sound coming in,
Whoops,
correct?
sorry.
Heart that you draw as a Valentine that's got the little dip on the front, on the top of it, that's the side away from your voice where basically no sound gets in. And then as you come around to the front, you get the most sound coming in, correct?
That's right. And cardioid coming from cardio and hence the heart-shaped pattern. So yes.
Yeah, yeah. So describe what it looks like for us. You can show it to the video audience, but describe it too, if you would, because I think you've got it right there.
I do. I have it right in front of me in the shot for those of you playing along at home. It is a small ball-shaped microphone. It has a USB port on the back for plugging out and into your devices, into your computer specifically, and it has a headphone jack on the back, which I love because if you wanted to monitor in real time, you can plug in a set of headphones, hear yourself talking as well as the person you're talking to, which is key. So that's a really cool feature.
So you actually can monitor your voice.
You can. Yeah. And it comes disabled, which is actually better for those of you who are not audio people. If you want to just plug in a microphone and know you're going to sound great and then keep listening on your speakers that you're accustomed to, like your laptop speakers, you don't have to do anything. Plug in the mic. It's going to take over the mic and sound awesome. But if you're like me and you want to hear yourself, hear how you're sounding, hear how the other person's sounding, that's where those headphones come into play. And you just push and hold the mode button when you're powering up the mic, and then you can access that headphone option.
Oh, that's fantastic. So I use a Shure MVI USB interface.
Awesome.
What a workhorse. I've been trying to move to Thunderbolt, but I've just gone back to the Shure MVI because this thing just always works, and it's so easy. And it's got the headphone jack on the back. So I wish everybody monitored their own voice so that they could tell that A, they're muted, right?
Yes.
If you can't hear your voice, you're muted, or, B, there's some other extraneous sound that you don't realize is going on.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so
yes, like my daughter's Zoom call, which is happening in the other room, which hopefully you can't hear because of the MV5C.
Oh, are you actually using the MV5C right now?
I am.
Oh, wow. That sounds fantastic.
Thank you.
I've noticed another thing. When people are using internal microphones, there tends to be more problems with, the microphones are not full duplex. So people, when they start to talk, there's still audio coming out of the speakers and going back into the mic, and you miss what people are saying as a result.
Yeah, especially when you use something like Zoom, where they have these great features built in called echo cancellation, which are made to make people's lives easier if they know nothing about audio, but they can, cause some cancellation of themselves by just the nature of the beast. Your voice is going through the speakers, coming out of the speakers, canceling itself out, feeding back, vice versa. So having that external mic, we're really just we can't emphasize enough how important it is to take that step.
Right. So can you demonstrate for us, you did it during PepCom, what it sounds like going through, you're on a MacBook Pro, is that correct?
I am, yes.
And supposedly the MacBook Pro, the newer ones anyway, are supposed to have studio quality microphones, which are, to be fair, they're the best microphones I've ever heard on a laptop. But compare that to this, the Shure MVI is only $99, right? We're not talking about a $500 microphone.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So MV5C is $99 right out of the box. It sounds great, as opposed to this, which is my MacBook Pro. You can hear my mouse now. It's all clanky. If I had to, click on the computer itself, you're hearing all the things, the reverberance of the room. If my HVAC, which is right here, was on, you'd be hearing that, as opposed to this, which is the MV5C. And so you have less noise, less handling, you're much more focused. Your sound is much more focused.
Yeah, it sounds richer overall. There's depth to your voice. Your voice was kind of blending into the background with the echoing of the room.
Right. And it's also, I think a lot of people think, well, why would I need to do that? It's not just for your benefit. It's for the benefit of the people who are on those millions of Zoom calls with you every day, because it's really fatiguing to listen to somebody whose voice sounds watery, underwater, garbled, etc. So do your friends a favor, do your coworkers a favor, do your spouse or your partner a favor. If you're screaming across the dining room, hoping that your colleagues can hear you, they probably can't. Get an external mic. That's true life story for my neighbor. That's why I say, because he was shouting across the dining room.
Maybe you really want to buy this for your friends and family. and
Yes,
coworkers, you know,
you really do.
because you're the one who has to listen to it. It's funny you should use that exact phrase, because right as you were about started that sentence, I was going to talk about Father Roderick does podcasting, and I remember many years ago, like 10 years ago, he said bad audio is fatiguing. It was that exact word that you said. You ever tune into a podcast and the levels are off, or there's some noise in the background, and you feel exhausted trying to, you have to expend effort trying to hear. And that's not, if your message getting across is what you really want. So having a better microphone makes a big difference.
It does.
Now, you mentioned USB. I'm actually going to stop this there because I do have some stuff I need to read, and she's going to end up starting to talk about headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wasn't quite as interested in the headphones. All right, I'm going to start recording here. Oh, let's see.
2 thumbs up.
All right,
thanks for having me.
All right, hopefully see you in person next year.
Definitely.
We love talking to her. Okay, I'm going to do a chapter.
She's good here.
People. Yeah, she's really nice. I ended up giving her advice on teaching her daughter math and stuff. We got off the phone. She's got a kindergartner she's having to teach. I really feel for people doing home teaching.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's tough.
All right. All right, I saved and I put in a chapter mark.
Good job. Thanks for the reminder, Wingman.
I did that one all by myself.
Yeah, but you got to give him some credit here. He's on top of things.
Yep. All right, I'm going to talk about thermodynamics, and Steve hasn't checked my work first.
Oh, God. Oh, boy.
Too bad. Okay.
Here we go.
Everybody I know.
I did. My father-in-law got one this year, so 2 thumbs up.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Hopefully see you in person next year.
Definitely.
Well, speaking of being on Zoom calls, I would bet that everybody here is on a lot of Zoom calls. We're connecting with friends, we're getting work done, and while it's exhausting to be on air so much, Zoom really is filling a need that we all have. The ability to share your screen or just a single application on your screen within Zoom makes it easier to explain concepts and truly communicate. Now, you know, I'm not a fan of anybody showing presentation programs, but show me an Excel spreadsheet and you've got my attention. But what if you need to share analog information? You know, something that's not on a computer screen. If you're only using your laptop's built-in webcam, you have to hold things up to the camera, and that really doesn't work very well. The lighting on the camera blows out the whites. You can't see if you've got things in frame. The camera's flipped, so you keep moving in the wrong direction to try to get it in frame, and invariably the webcam can't focus at the distance you've chosen to hold your object. If you've got a discrete webcam, you're a little bit better off. You can yank the camera off the top of your monitor to point at the real-life object. The bad news is that the view from your camera will surely give your fellow collaborators motion sickness as you wildly swing the camera around to get it in position. I know that because I do it to the live audience pretty often to show them, I don't know, my dog Tesla or whatever I find interesting on my desk. Yeah, they love it when I'm swinging it all around and they're watching this horrible image. Anyway, as you get closer to showing what you want to show, you have to keep, when you've got the webcam pulled up, after you've got it close, I got to fix that. Shoot, I went off script. Horrible image. Anyway. With the discrete webcam in your hand, as you get closer to showing what it is you want to show, you have to keep looking up at the small thumbnail screen the small thumbnail on screen of your own camera while also looking at the object of interest with respect to the camera. You may eventually successfully show off the item in question and successfully convey what you had hoped, but the journey isn't pleasant or smooth for anyone. Now, there's a very simple and elegant iOS app that may solve this problem, and it's called Overviewer by Charlie Chapman. As Charlie explains on his website at charliechapman.com, his wife is a kindergarten teacher, and his goal was to allow her to use her iPhone as a real-time document scanner for the virtual learning environment. A document scanner is a physical table on which you place a document, and it has a camera mounted on an arm up above it, and often it has a light source so your document is more clearly readable. A teacher, like Charlie's wife, would put paper under the document scanner and show the children how to write their letters. He wanted to replicate this functionality with an iPhone. Now, you may not be an official teacher, but you'll be able to use Charlie's Overviewer app to teach things or show your collaborators anything you want in the analog world. Charlie started off by taking advantage of a built-in utility of the Zoom application. In the Zoom interface, you probably noticed that there's a green Share Screen button at the bottom of the window. When selected, Share Screen allows you to choose from specific windows on your screen, but it also has 2 iOS-specific options. These options are to share an iPhone or iPad via Airplay or via a cable. I had absolutely never noticed these options until Charlie pointed them out. If you choose to share your iOS device via a cable, you'll immediately be able to see your iPhone's display as a shared window inside the Zoom application. If you choose to share your iOS device via Airplay, Zoom will put up a big notice on screen telling you the 3 easy steps to enable Airplay. First, you connect your iOS device to the same network as your Mac. That's a requirement for Airplay. Second, you select screen mirroring from Control Center. Zoom even tells you how to find Control Center on iOS, including instructions for iOS 11. Now, none of the NosillaCast ways would be on iOS 11, but hey, that's pretty helpful. The last step is to scroll through the devices on your network within the screen mirroring section, and you look for all the Airplay capable devices, and you scroll down until you get to the one entitled Zoom Dash, followed by the name of your Mac. For example, my Mac's name is MBP16, so mine says Zoom-MBP16. Now you'll be sharing your iPhone screen with your audience on Zoom. Pro tip: before you start sharing your iPhone screen to Zoom, make sure you don't have anything private opened. At this point, your audience can see, say, the home screen of your iPhone. Remember, Charlie's wife wants to show the kids a paper on which she's drawing letters. Before Charlie wrote the app Overviewer for her, she used the built-in camera app on the phone. This isn't a terrible idea, actually, since it allows... Excuse me. Hang on.
Bless you.
Sorry about that.
Normally that's a sneeze, but that sounded like a blush.
It wasn't
cough.
a sneeze. I just found a typo here.
By the way, thermo is being discussed. It brings shudders to me, and I'm sure to you as well.
Yeah. Whoa. If we have time, we can tell the story.
The thermo story.
What's going on here? Where did I screw up? Now you'll be sharing your iPhone screen with your audience on Zoom. Pro tip: at this point, your audience can... Okay. At this point, your audience can see, say, the home screen of your iPhone. Remember, Charlie's wife wants to show the kids a paper on which she's drawing letters. Before Charlie wrote the app Overviewer for her, she used the built-in camera app on the iPhone. This isn't a terrible idea, since it does allow her to point the phone's camera at the thing she's writing on, but it turns out it's not the best experience. Your viewers will be able to see what your camera sees, which is great, but the camera app on iOS has a lot of extraneous information overlaid on the camera's view. And there's another typo. Overplayed is what I wrote. Overlaid. I bet it changed it. I bet autocorrect did that. Okay. Open the camera app on your iPhone right now. You'll see that every single option available to you will show on screen to your viewers. The shutter button, options to switch to video or pano or slow-mo, options to toggle live and night mode. They'll see the last photo you took in that little thumbnail in the corner. That's not exactly a distraction-free experience for them, is it? With the free Overviewer app, you can give your fellow collaborators or students a much better experience. When you launch Overviewer, all you get is the entire screen as a view through your iPhone's camera. There are literally 0 distractions for your viewers. There's no shutter, no live, no flashlight, no night mode buttons, no options to do video or portrait, and most importantly, they don't see the last photo you took in that little thumbnail. There's another typo. They don't see. Boy. All right. finished this like a half hour before showtime. Can you tell? If you tap on the distraction-free screen of Overviewer, a menu with just a couple of options will be revealed. One option is to watch Charlie's little instructional video where he demonstrates how his wife props up her phone to make it into a proper document viewer. It's a great instructional video and I highly recommend watching it. You'll also get a button to enable the flashlight. That allows you to light up the object you want to show. You can rotate the screen and you can flip between the lenses of your iPhone's camera, which may include 0.5x, 1x, and 2x, depending on the model of your iPhone. Charlie's wife props her phone up high on the stack of books with more books on top of the phone to stabilize it, so the 2x zoom is helpful for framing her paper properly. Obviously, Overviewer is a great way to use your phone as a document scanner when teaching, but you can use it for all sorts of fun. The other day, Steve and I had a different use for Overviewer. For Christmas, Steve got a really cool present from our son Kyle and his wife Nikki. They got him a little kit to build a model of a Stirling engine. This little kit was a blast to assemble. Steve let me help. And when completed, it's a really nifty demonstration of the fundamentals of thermodynamics. The ideal gas law says PV equals nRT. In this equation, R is a constant and N can be considered constant for the sake of this demonstration. So the ideal gas law essentially says that pressure times volume equals temperature. If you have a closed volume, meaning V can't change, then if the temperature is raised, the pressure must go up proportionally. This Stirling engine has a sealed chamber with a piston in it. Under the chamber is a little reservoir where you put alcohol and a wick coming out of that. When you light the wick, the air inside the chamber heats up. Since the temperature goes up, the ideal gas law tells us the pressure must go up. When the pressure goes up, the piston will move to increase the volume, thereby relieving the pressure. Now, the cool part is that this model has a series of linkages and a flywheel, which is in turn connected to another sealed chamber with a piston in it. So our first chamber heats up, its piston moves out, which compresses the piston in the second chamber. But the rotation of the flywheel and that increased pressure moves the linkages to push the piston back into the heated chamber, and around it goes. This Stirling engine can't overcome static friction, so you do have to give the flywheel a little spin to get it started, but once it gets going, it goes really, really fast, and it continues until the reservoir of alcohol is emptied. I put a link in the show notes to where you can learn more about Stirling engines. Anyway, what does any of this thermodynamics have to do with Overviewer? Well, we have a weekly meetup with a group of friends, which we call Wine Wednesday, and of course, this takes place over Zoom. On the agenda this last week, Steve wanted to show off his Stirling engine. He was going to try to hold his Logitech C920 in his hand while lighting the wick with the 99.5% pure alcohol. But instead, he quickly downloaded Overviewer, selected his phone over Airplay from the screen share window, turned on Airplay mirroring as instructed. Now the audience was able to see Steve through his webcam and also see a nicely steadied video of the engine at work on his desk. And nothing got lit on fire either. I put a little video in the show notes of it running so you can see how cool this Stirling engine is. The bottom line is that this wasn't just an excuse to show off my thermodynamics knowledge. Overviewer is a terrific little app that solves a real problem. I'll be using this as a secondary camera on Zoom on a regular basis. Go check it out and have some fun with it. And, there is one little thing I did mention to the developer. It is accessible, but the flashlight icon doesn't change when you turn the flashlight on. So VoiceOver doesn't know whether the flashlight's on or off. It just knows that it changed, but it still says it's a filled flashlight icon. So I suggested that maybe he have it changed, and then VoiceOver would be able to completely see would understand exactly what you're doing in the app. So go check out Overviewer. Again, it's free, and have some fun with it. And also be sure to tell every single iOS using teacher you know about Overviewer. So I have a mismatch in the show notes.
Mismatch.
I had that. Yeah, I got to go find it. So I've made edits here, but I just that bit about VoiceOver, I put that in the show notes. Oh, nice, Kevin. How could I miss that?
He wrote a tome on that one. Wow.
Come on. Ah! Uh-oh.
What happened? Uh-oh.
I'm not in my account anymore. Cancel.
Which account?
Hang on. Yeah, you're not seeing my screen. I was trying to log in. It's a long story. Oh,
Okay.
jeez. I'm trying to use Touch ID, but my fingers are too dry. And sometimes if I click, I can get it to work. But
Wanna
I
bring a
clicked
spray
and I
bottle?
enabled fast user switching. Do I want a spray bottle? No, I licked my finger. It works. So let me find that voiceover thing from this, and then I'm going to push my changes up.
Okay.
I'm going to have a problem there.
Tell me when you do that.
Overview is
I'll do a
accessible.
refresh.
So that what are you going to do as a difference?
I'll just do a refresh.
Okay.
I put the video of the Sterling engine in the chat.
Cool. Did they like it?
No one commented.
What do you guys think? Was it cool? What?
Oh, I got 100% upvote. Oh, there's a thumbs up. I think I'm now trolling for votes, for likes.
Nice.
Unintentionally, but
Yeah, unintentionally. All right. So that's 25 minutes, and now it's time for security bits.
and how long is that?
I don't know. Long.
But you're not going to be.
Oh,
how
no,
long-
I got to
how
do
much you gonna
support the
play?
show first. No, I'm not going to play it. Okay. Here we go.
You got your chapter mark in?
No, because I'm
'Cause
doing
it's-
support the show. If you want to really be part of the community, I'd really like to encourage you to join our Slack. It's such a vibrant community of interesting people. In the Programming by Stealth channel, you can learn about cool new programming tools and hear programming jokes. In the Security Bits channel, people post important or interesting security stories. In the general channel, people post interesting tech stories, ask for tech help, and get into interesting debates about tech. There's a deals channel, which, that's probably self-explanatory. You can find out about new deals on software and hardware. My favorite channel is called Delete Me, so named because it's where you can put anything that entertained you in some way, but might not be strictly tech-related. Everyone is welcome. It's wide open. It's loads of fun. And I sure hope you'll come join us there at podfeet.com/Slack. There. All righty. Now you can yell at me to do a chapter mark.
All right, let's see it.
Copy
Kevin,
link.
Kevin's on it.
Copy. There we go. Boom.
Check it out. Mike comes through
So
again.
exciting.
Good job, Mike.
So I'm really glad that Bart and I do he does a backup recording because mine is not there. I went to look at my recording and it was 6 seconds long and it included just something I said near the beginning and nothing else.
Oh, but here's an example. So this does show
This is
the lighter
it's
and the darker. Okay, so it's just the
That's
same.
before I split the track.
Hey,
and
hey,
it will
before
do
you
the same
split
thing.
this, can we do a test and see if
I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm going to. Give me a second. So let's see how that sounds. .com/Slack. Well, it's that time of the week
Good
again. It's time
timing.
for Security Bits with Bart Bouchatz. Do we have any new unknown horrors this week, Bart?
It's consistent. Can't hear it on Mimo.
Yep.
Did you guys
So
hear
now-
Bart on Discord? I assume you did. Heard it on Discord. Okay, so it's,
And now
it's
you
very consistent.
now it will be correct. Now you'll hear both. Well, it's that time of unknown horrors this week, Bart.
Well, yes.
Little bits of horror, not as much horror.
I like.
Well, I mean, not on the scale of a fresh solar winds, but that's kind of a high bar, isn't it?
Remember when we just used to worry about how many people's records were stolen and it was in the tens of thousands?
Yeah. Or when password breaches had a few thousand, and we thought, "Oh, that's terrible," and then Yahoo. No, you just look, that graph needs a whole new axis. Maybe we start going logarithmic. Anyway.
Oh, good math humor. I love it. All right.
So let us.
Okay, let me stop that. So
I love how he says,
PDX
yes.
it's the best.
Yeah.
PDX Kurt says he's loving Mac
Mac
Updater. I gotta
Updater.
tell you,
What?
that's the one that Joe LaGreca did a review of a while back.
Yeah.
I can't stand Mac Updater. It won't shut up. It's just all the time. I mean, all the time, all day long, telling me, well, this is out of date, this is out of date, this is out of date. I think I have too many applications, maybe, because at any given time, it's telling me about
You
20
think?
applications have gone by 1/10 of a point,
You do have a lot of applications. Take a look at your applications folder. Just do a little quick count there. With the,
Well, hang on. I want to respond to what Jill said. She said, yeah,
Okay.
it's spammy. And she says, I couldn't do it now because battery. Yeah, it yells at you if you're on battery. It says, well, I was going to run it, but I can't do it because you're on battery. So I'm not going to do it now, okay? But here I am. I'm still here. Don't forget me.
Okay,
I have
a
195 apps.
How many?
195.
Okay, I have
do you have?
111. So that's
Spammy,
195
spam,
sounds
spam.
like a lot, but I'm curious what other people have.
So what do other people have?
I'm guessing you're on the high side
I suppose.
because you're always
but
testing.
still.
You're downloading and testing a lot of things that I don't.
Yeah.
30? Jill's got 30. Wow,
No, come on, Jill.
that can't be right.
I
On
don't
your
think
Mac.
that's
We're talking about
possible.
on your Mac.
On your Mac.
71 PDX.
71.
71.
Wow.
Interesting. Jill, you really have
11.
30 apps on your Mac? Wow.
So you go into the applications folder, and there's only 30. The number down at the bottom of the window says 30. And there you go.
94.
Brett's
Yeah,
got
Brett.
94.
I'm more like Brett.
Oh, Kevin's all iPad now, huh? 117. Oh yeah, that's not counting Homebrew. Yeah, I'm not counting Homebrew
Yeah,
for that.
that's a good point.
Alistair,
130
130.
for,
Yeah.
109. So it sounds like 100.
Oh, so
maybe
Jill's
a little,
thinking 30. 109.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
You'd have more than you think. Go ahead and do it,
Yeah,
Jill.
you
Get on your
Yeah,
app,
you can't
your
do it
Mac.
on assumption. You'll have to report in.
It may be
82,
30,
that's pretty
30 that
lean.
you're using, Jill. But
She's going to go check.
yeah, I bet it's
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah,
I
built
bet
in
$5
Apple
that she's got more than 30.
Okay, let's take bets on what Jill has.
Okay, what's the over and under on Jill?
I'm going to go
Jill's apps.
72.
Oh,
What do you think?
squeaking. Oh, Apple only. Yeah, well, like if you go into the Mac App Store and check that, that's different than going into your. We're saying go into your applications folder. That's what we count as apps here.
She's not there, Steve. She ran off to go count.
I know, but people are asking for clarification.
Oh, how we're
Alistair.
counting it?
Yeah, Alistair is suggesting maybe that's Apple only.
Right,
which,
right.
Which probably that's more reasonable.
I think she's just doing it off the top of her head. Yeah, you need to go to the Finder menu, view, where your show path bar.
Oh, to get
Or show
the-
status bar. Command / John? And then it'll show you the status. Where long's the show?
I live by that count. I use it so much. Also,
You're constantly counting your apps?
well, no, I usually when I'm doing ripping of our owned DVDs and Blu-rays, and I'm writing them to our Drobo or our Synology, and I want to make
okay.
sure the counts match, and they're like 300-400.
I'm going to record
103
the
for John.
outro.
Okay,
What's that? 103
for John.
That's it.
So it sounds like
How does
around
the count
100
work
plus
again?
or minus 20
Steve?
is yeah. You
Steve,
ready?
I want to explain to Jill.
Okay.
I'm going to mute you. So in the Finder, open up the Applications folder and then go up to View and select Show Status bar or hit Command /. And then down at the bottom, it'll tell you how many items are in any given folder.
Can you show it on your screen now?
Let's
I've
see.
got it
Can
full
I?
screen here. Yeah,
Did that
I
do
see
it?
it. Yep.
So down here at the bottom.
But show them how you got that, or maybe that won't show.
I can't do that, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, Command / turns on in Finder, turns on the status, toggles that on and off. So I'm gonna hit it here. It just oh, never mind. It doesn't work in mine. It triggers text expander.
But it is showing pull downs. So
yeah. Oh, it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so if I hide the status bar, now that just disappeared. So view, show status bar.
So you're under we can't see the view, but it's the view menu, right?
Yeah. All right, Jill. We can't proceed until we get the answer.
Jill, you're
I just saw it from the menu. Oh, maybe I'm sorry. It's / the one under the question mark. Yeah. 101. There we go.
There we go.
So my 195 doesn't look so bad.
You are still about double most of us. Let's say double the average of what I've seen.
I beat her by 2. What did I? Oh, I guessed 72. So yeah. Well, that does prove it. See?
Yeah. It does.
I figured I was a worse influencer on her than that. Going by memory.
Yeah, she's
what did
gone
PDX
up by 30 since she's come to know you.
Well, she didn't have a Mac before she knew me, so she's gone up by 101. Glad I took the over on that one, right? All right. Yeah. I'm going to record the outro. Goodbye. Okay, here we go. Well, I promised it would be a long, fun show, even with only 3.5 subjects, but that is going to wind us up for this week. Don't forget to send in your dumb questions, comments, and suggestions by emailing me at allison@podfeet.com, and you can follow me on Twitter @podfeet. Remember, everything good starts with podfeet.com. You want to become a patron? Go to podfeet.com/Patreon. Want to do maybe PayPal instead of a monthly contribution? Podfeet.com/PayPal. If you want to join our Slack, like I've mentioned twice before, I'm going to say it again, podfeet.com/Slack. If you'd rather hang out with us on Facebook, you can do that too at podfeet.com/Facebook. And if you want to join in the fun of the live show, head on over to podfeet.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time and join the friendly and enthusiastic NosillaCastaways. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed. There we go. Save as the sausage. Oh, he's got lots of different text expander snippets now. I thought you had just stuck with that new one. I thought you replaced him. I didn't know you kept him, Kevin.
Oh, he's editing those all the time.
Stay subscribed. There we go. Oh. So I am proud of myself. At 4:27 today, I realized that I hadn't created the podcast for programming by stealth. So at 4:27, I had nothing written for text. I hadn't created the feed, and I hadn't mixed the audio files. And I got it done by, 5:45, Steve?
4:45.
4:45? Yeah, mm-hmm. And it's really complicated now because Bart does his show notes in GitHub. So his show notes... I have to finish those. I have to create the audio files and do all the mixing and everything and the levelating and all that. Then I have to write up in his show notes how to get to those audio files. But the audio file's not actually there yet. So I'm putting a link to the blog post and to the audio file that neither one exists yet. Then I have to write up the blog post, and I use the same text for the feed file as I do for the blog post. So that's not too hard. Some copy and pasting. And then I have to put the link in those back over to Bart's show notes, which also don't exist. So, and I've got 3 things that are all independently dependent on each other, and yet none of them exist yet. So I sit there waiting to try to figure out which one of them goes. And doing Bart's show notes are challenging too, because they're, like I said, it's all in Git. And so I'm learning to use Git in the podcast that I'm trying to use Git in order to post the show notes.
It was totally amazing. Recursive, very loopy.
Yeah, very loopy. Circular dependencies. Yeah, and so I think I decided that the audio should be there first. But if anybody gets that audio and then goes, I want to see Bart's show notes, which you need for this podcast. A lot of podcasts, it wouldn't matter. But you need those show notes to exist. You're going to click that link and they're not going to be there. So then I do Bart's show notes, but then I go back and do my show notes. So it's hard. Mm-hmm. Very complicated.
Well, I'd say
okay.
you stretched this one out pretty well.
Yeah. What? Today's show?
Yeah, given you only had 4 posts and 2 of them were
3 posts.
Pre-recorded. Well, I thought you had 4. Well, if you count chit chat.
Actually, yeah. Do we?
Let's do a post count.
Yeah, right. Chapter mark.
Yeah, chapter mark.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, that's what I have as well.
You buy it?
Yep. So,
all right. What did I just do?
USB IF is next week.
Yeah. Oh, so next week is really cool. We got to interview the chairman of the USB. Is it Interchange
Implementers
Forum? Implementers Forum. So basically, these are the people that decide all the USB stuff, and the guy explains USB 4.
Along with all the other variants and how it got to be what it is and how it relates to Thunderbolt 4 and where it came from USB 3.
And what data gets carried by what. I've got I've got cliff notes here. What and USB 4 gives you. So, what is Thunderbolt 4 versus USB 4? You will know after you listen to this.
And this is good because it comes from the people who are developing the standards for industry. These are the folks defining the standard.
Yeah. It was kind of interesting because the guy has a speech thing where he pauses in the middle of his own sentence at really weird times. A typical sentence, he might talk like that. Like he'll just stop in the middle of it, and
just like you.
Like right. I just did, you mean?
No, I was being sarcastic. You do not pause at all when you talk.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, in what world?
Yeah.
So anyway, the guy does this has this annoying affectation. So for the videos, obviously it's just gone up as it is. I went through and cut it about 11 billion times. I cut out all of his little pauses. It cut more than 10% of the audio out.
Wow.
It was 4 minutes out of like a 33-minute interview.
So those podcatchers that remove the pauses, they're doing less work now. You just did the work for them.
Yeah, maybe. Let me see. Here it is. No, that's not it. Oh, maybe it is. Here. If I shrink this in, why is this not working?
Yeah, let me.
There we go. Okay, every little line. Can you see all those little lines? Every one of those is a cut.
Wow, you did do a lot. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Look at those. Now, in a couple of cases, I figured since I was getting rid of mistakes he made, I got rid of some of mine too. But it's primarily on doing him.
So what were the two? Let me go back. What were the two times of the times of the two segments before and after?
So I think the original was 33 minutes long, and when it's done, it was 29.
10%.
So
yeah.
It's 12%. I took out 12%. So yeah, you're welcome.
Good job.
You're welcome. All right, what do I got to do now? You want to see what I do now? Since we have 3 minutes till class is over. Now, I would go here, and I would type command backslash, whatever that one is. I type ENCL for enclosure to find my NosillaCast blog post enclosures. And there it has plopped in the date and name of the file that's going to play. I can never remember how many carriage returns to put in it, so that one's ready to go. And I would save that, and I'm going to send that to blog. That's kind of handy that this.
Are we seeing the actual posting of the blog?
Yeah. Well, not completely. And then here's the audio is already going up to a phonic leveler, and this is going to sit here. I just wait for that to finish. That's actually a long post, poll. So a lot of times I'm just sitting waiting for it. So now I'm going to launch Feeder. And then with Feeder, this is kind of fun. There we go. So this is what Feeder looks like. I'm going to create a new feed item. and it's going to look like this. And I've got to put in the title, which I'm going to steal. There's a lot of copying and pasting, but it's not too bad with what do you call with my clipboard manager.
Sounds like an opportunity for automation.
Oh, it says there's a lot. I've done a fair amount, and I'm going to copy each one of these blog posts, and those are going to all go in to the other.
Oh, I see. Right now you're doing
feeder.
multiple copies because you're running what's the tool that allows multiple
Copy M, my
copies
clipboard manager.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going to bring up. Here's Copy M. Let me get this out of the way. So now
As in
I know up in
anti-M?
yes, in the title I know it's going to be this, and then down here I've got a what is it? Feed links, semicolon, and there it puts all the stuff in. And now I need an li, comma li to put in a list item, and I'm going to put in the first one. And now I just did this one, and actually, if somebody's good at TextExpander can do this more do this more elegantly for me. I think I actually did this one in Keyboard Maestro. I'm going to hit comma, li, and it's going to keystroke by keystroke move across here to the end of the li and put in a carriage return in and then a new li and move over. So if you watch this, comma, li, it's real slow. There, did you see that?
That was weird.
It should work with a tab, but it doesn't. So I'm going to do it again. So comma, li.
That is
You see what it's doing?
Yeah.
And then scanner.
Li for list?
And comma, li. Yeah, so that's an HTML list element.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put in the last one. And now when I preview, look how pretty it is. And it even has a play button. But
You
we're not
include
done.
your Tesla affiliate link?
Yeah, why not?
I never noticed
So
that.
then I type H and it shows me the last one I did. And with any luck, I go like this, 31, but it's not there yet. In fact, where's my Safari window? Where did that go? Oh, no, come on, Safari. I didn't close it, did I? Oh, nope. See, this is still churning away, so this isn't going to work yet.
Ooh. PDX Kurt has something to say about USB-IF.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Hang on. This is
Okay.
very exciting. Get
right.
rid of this. So
Finish it
now
up.
this is what Auphonic looks like. So this is, I pay about $15 or $20 a month for this. The top level is the leveled audio up to the loudness standards, and below, look how all over the map this is. This is
Yeah.
me and Bart talking.
It does look much more even.
So that this is, again, say thank you.
You're welcome.
And then I'm going to hit the download button, and that's going to go to my downloads folder, and then Hazel is going to move it into the file that I like, into the folder where I like it.
Goodness for Hazel.
Exactly. So now, if we come back up here, you see how this has a little exclamation point. It says
you're
that
after
file
class
is.
now?
I know, but I'm still going. They can go. If I hit this and I say fetch attributes from web, that file should be there now. It's going to check. There it goes, 76. It tells us it's 118 long. I know that's the right file.
And that length
can
is
type-
very important, right? That exact
Yeah,
number.
that length, if that length isn't there, that means it doesn't work.
Or
Now,
if
here's
it's
the part
like
where I do it by
96
hand. I change that
rather
to
than 97.
821. And then you notice it says 2021-01, 821. If I forget to change that tomorrow to an 02, none of that link isn't going to work. There.
Because
Save
it's
the feed.
February tomorrow?
Right. So I got to remember to fix that next week. See?
All right.
There it is.
Good job.
And if I push play here, I should be able to hear it, but you probably won't be able to.
Uh-oh.
Play didn't work. Interesting. I'm sure it's fine. What could possibly go wrong? So then, let's see. So
Oh,
here's a
we're going
great
back.
case.
Okay.
Do I post this first or do I post the podcast episode first? I'm going to post.
Tomato.
I know. I'm going to post. I think I'll post this first. All right. So now I take, here's feeder, and I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to hit post, and it says it's going to publish it. And then I might as well send this to the blog. And now we'll open up Downcast, and actually you guys can play along at this point. You could find out if it works. Uh-oh. It's February where Alistair is.
Yeah. So what
now
is
if
the
I
date
come here,
standard? Is it from where you post, or is it?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, why isn't it showing
So
that though?
will it be on Overcast?
It should be, but why didn't it should have showed up just now? There it is.
Well,
And there it is coming in.
8:20.
And then I listened to it before no, it should be 8:21.
It's not coming in my feed.
Well, you're doing it
Here,
wrong.
let me quit and start again. See if it tickles it.
And then I got to put the logo skyline into
Oh, here it comes.
blog
Downloading.
post.
Here we go.
Set featured image. And then here we're going to do this, and we're going to hit publish. Now we should probably preview first, just in case. Mike wins. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so
wanna hear the
slight
show
Apple
number.
bias. Today is Sunday, January 31st, 2021, and this is show number 821.
All right, I think you got it.
That's some high quality audio there.
Yeah, well, it's my iPhone.
But
Up
you
to the
haven't
mic.
checked chapter marks, Steve.
All right, let me check.
So I have to look here. Actually, in here, I can see the chapter marks. There they are.
Wait, does Overcast show?
For an
chapter marks?
Overcast. Yeah, you have to swipe
there.
on the logo from right to left.
Yep.
Yours is instant. Mine is delayed up to 30 minutes. What you mean? Your podcast or my podcast to you, Jill?
I'm guessing when she posts.
My own podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not instant, but it takes usually it's about 15 minutes. That might be the fastest I've ever done it since I started before class was over.
So you're telling me that the NosillaCast podcast is live now, 8:21. Mm-hmm. Why? Just listen to it.
Yep. That was pretty good.
The first on-air post of the NosillaCast.
Oh, you said I see you have a cache problem is what you're saying. Oh, we should investigate that sometime. Well, I think I should now I can definitely let class go because I have nothing else left to do but the spamming. Oh, and charging the patrons. Got to not forget that. All right, everybody. This
Thank
was
you,
fun. I had a
patrons.
good time.
Is it
Good
patrons?
luck on your getting healthy there, Rose. I was glad to hear about that.
And I did, by the way,
can't-
post the baby shot with Rose. Or the
Oh,
shot
you
with
did.
Rose
Good.
and Rose and
Oh,
the
I
baby.
didn't get to see it.
Hey,
Did
thanks
everybody
for joining us,
love
Rick.
it? All right, everybody. Cut us off, Steve. Bye, Rose.
All right.
Bye-bye.